How's it going, everybody? It is iVisual. I hope you guys are having a beautiful day, and welcome back to another Pokemon Ultra Sun and Moon Wi-Fi battle versus Danny over here in the OU tier. So the team I'm using is in the description if you want to try it out, made by me. And also, if you do enjoy these Wi-Fi battles, make sure to leave a like on it. So let's lead off with the Mega Medicham. It is going to be just Fake Out, Zen Headbutt, High Jump Kick, and Ice Punch. As this Togedemaru is level 1, and it goes for a Spiky Shield. So I was kind of guessing this is going to be like an Endeavor set with Shell Bell. That's usually what it is going to be with Sturdy, and then when you attack, you get your HP back with the Shell Bell. So there it is. Endeavors me to 1 HP, and I kind of predict that because, you know, I'm going to go down to a Spiky Shield if I attack him, so I'm going to go for the Fake Out. And now I'll go for a different attack, and maybe the Togedemaru doesn't have, like, Nuzzle or anything that can knock out Medicham and do 1 HP, like, potentially, who knows. So I'm guessing, looks like it, Broad and Cloyster, and lo and behold, this Togedemaru, I guess, was not going to be packing any attack. So I go into Rotom Wash on the Cloyster, that's my switch into it. I mean, unless it's going to be Shell Smash, Normal Medium Z, and it Shell Smashed on my Mega Medicham, I should be good to go. I'm surprised he actually, you know, went for the Ice School Crash, or not Ice School Crash, Ice School Spears right there, and Shell Smashed in front of my Rotom. I don't know why he Shell Smashed in front of my Rotom. Maybe he forgot I Ice Punched his Cloyster because it did, like, literally nothing, and he just didn't see the HP or something, but yeah, I Volt Switch, just knock him out. So I was just scared of the Ice Shard for my Medicham. That's why I switched out against the Cloyster. I mean, I could easily High Jump Kick it and knock it out. So, anyways, in came Kartana. I just fake it out, and then I switch out into Celesteela. Celesteela is a pretty nice switch into Kartana. Unless it's going to be Swordsdance fighting MZ, you're not going to be doing too much to Celesteela. He could knock off, though, get rid of my leftovers, which could be annoying. So I just throw off a Raw Flamethrower, just an off chance he is going to be like some fighting MZ set. I'm not too sure. But he brought in Darmanitan, and I'm just going to protect Scout what Darmanitan wants to go for. He goes for the Flare Blitz, and I'm just like, alright, time to pick a sack, because who has a switch into Darmanitan? Unless you got a Pokemon that's immune to it, like Heatran. But Darmanitan could switch up moves, and it could be Life Orb, so you never really know. Or even not just be Choice Scarf or Choice Banded, but most of the time I would say it's Choice Scarf or Choice Banded when you run into Darmanitan. So yeah, Rotom is max defense, but it is not going to take 2 Flare Blitzes at all. Darmanitan is a monster. So gonna go into my Greninja over here, and it's gonna be Choice Specs. I don't know why it's Japanese too, but either way, still is gonna do some work as I go for a Dark Pulse, and I'm pretty much able to live a Flare Blitz if he is Choice Scarf, and if he's Choice Banded, I'll outspeed and Dark Pulse him. So he brought in his Ninja, so I guess that's his answer to a Ninja, and turns out he is Protean, and he goes for the Hydro Pump, and he outspeeds me the second time and almost knocks me out. Luckily, he got the Lull Roar out there, and I'm able to knock him out the Dark Pulse and get my Battle Bond, so that is pretty nice for me. It would have been really scary if he knocked my Greninja out right there, and, you know, he would still have one more shot with his Life Orb. So then comes the Kartana. I predicted to be Choice Scarf, so I'm going to go back into my Celesteela as he goes for the Sacred Sword, and I am able to take that pretty well. And since Darmanitan is gone, that is pretty good for me, as I am not scared. Well, not really, but it's going to be gone soon, because I switch out Celesteela into Greninja over here, predicting Darmanitan to want to come out. And I'm able to hopefully get a kill over here with the Dark Pulse, and he has no good switch into it at all. So in comes Latios. It is shiny, which is cool, and his name is Arthur. Maybe Arthur Morgan, because it died. I don't know. But in comes Kartana. Obviously, I don't want to take a Sacred Sword, so I'm going to switch out into the Nidoking, and luckily he didn't go for a Leaf Blade, because that could definitely two-shot Nidoking. I am going to be substitute on this Nidoking as well with 3 attacks, Life Orb. I love using Nidoking like that. I'm just going to go for the Earth Power, though, because no reason to substitute, especially because he has no switch into Nidoking. Brings in Kartana again, and he can't really lock himself into a move that can knock out a Nidoking and Celesteela. So I just stay in, just not a chance he goes for a Sacred Sword predicting, or maybe a knockoff predicting the Celesteela. Now I can bring in Celesteela safely, and yeah, Leaf Blade is not going to do anything, so he switches out into Togedemaru, and Togedemaru is just going to get Flamethrowered. And since, you know, it does have Sturdy, it does live, but it's not going to be able to outspeed and Endeavor me, because I'm level 100, you're level 1. Unfortunately for you, Togedemaru. You do have Fake Out, but that literally did absolutely, like, yeah, I didn't see my HP go down. I didn't even do 1%. Or 1 hit point. So, sorry. I remember using a Togedemaru level 1 in like a doubles battle. It's pretty nice with Nuzzle. Maybe you should put like a Nuzzle on there, because he could have nuzzled my Mega Medicham and maybe knocked it out. I don't know. But either way, in comes Kartana. Is not going to be able to knock out Celesteela. And Celesteela, the unkillable Pokemon, knocks out Kartana with the Flamethrower. Well, I mean, it is killable, but it's very annoying to try and knock it out when you don't have the right tools. And Danny, you know, he had a Darmanitan, he had a Cloyster, but other than that, you can't really break through Celesteela because Darmanitan just got knocked out, and Cloyster, you kind of just sacked it to Rotom Volt Switch. So, yeah, GG to Danny. Next up, we guys versus Anthony, and Anthony has a Celesteela of his own, so that's going to be a little annoying with the Rotom Wash. Celesteela, Rotom Wash, when you put those two together, it can be a pain. So he also has Meganium, which is annoying to deal with because it could Leech Seed, and it's actually not bad looking at my matchup because he can probably switch it in on my Celesteela and kind of just Leech Seed me. So I'm also fearing a Light Screen Reflect set. I think Meganium learns both of those, and then Charizard X with Dragon Dance. So other than that, Chansey's going to be annoying because it walls my Nidoking. I literally can't do anything to it with Nidoking unless I get rid of its Violites, but I don't think that's possible. So I lead off a Medicham. I can just fake out easily as it leads off with the Mammal Swine. I'm just going to go, you know, for the safe fake out as a Rotom Wash, and Rotom Wash can take fake out pretty nicely. It's barely going to do anything. I don't see leftovers as well, so I'm guessing it's going to be like Papa set max defense. I don't want to go for high jump kick because maybe Rotom lives. I doubt it, but potentially I could miss as well. Maybe it is Choice Scarf, potentially, and Will-O-Wisp me. So I make the safe play going into Rotom as he brought in the Chansey. Just going to Volt Switch on out, get some momentum, and bring back my Mega Medicham. And I was predicting Chansey maybe go for some Stealth Rocks right there. If it went for Toxic, that would kind of suck. If it went for Thunder Wave, that would be a risky play as well. But luckily, he just went for a Seismic Toss, and now I just get a free high jump kickoff. And he chooses Celesteela to sack, and I get a crit, so Celesteela just drops like a fly. So I kind of made a little misplay over here because I stayed in over here. Mega Medicham is my main way of breaking through his team. I kind of made a really risky misplay because it is speed tie, but I just went for his Zen Headbutt, just thinking that, I don't know, he would probably get flinched. I should have just switched out. Like, I didn't know what kind of Charizard he was, so that's why I was scared of Charizard. Like, he could have been Y, he could, you know, Focus Blast as I go into Tyranitar. If he's X, he can Dragon Dance, so that's what I was expecting. Maybe him to go for a Dragon Dance or something like that. Either way, I lost Medicham to the Dragon Claw Charizard, and I brought in Scarf Tyranitar, go for the Crunch, and unfortunately, this Rotom is able to take that very nicely. But I got Nidoking, and I predict him to want to go for Volt Switch. Luckily, and Nidoking is immune to that, and I can get a nice substitute off. But, I mean, I just go for Sludge Wave because he has a Chansey, and there's no point of substituting. I just lose HP for no reason. At least the Sand is chipping away at the Chansey, and he's kind of forced to recover over here. So, bringing Celesteela, as Celesteela should be able to easily wall the Chansey. As once I Leech Seed the Chansey, Leech Seed will just regain so much HP from Chansey since Chansey has insane HP stat. But he brings in the Rotom, and I wasn't too worried about that because, you know, Rotom is pretty low if it is the Papa set or whatever. I mean, it's going to activate once it hits 25% or lower, but looking at it, it didn't activate, so I was kind of curious. I just go for Protect, and then it reveals it is Rest Rotom, and I was like, oh no. Now this is going to be a long game because I lost my Mega Medicham to that Charizard, which I probably should have just went to Tyranitar because I'm Choice Scarf. But if he Dragon Dance, that could have been really bad. Like, look at my team and look at Charizard Dragon Dance. That's why I stayed in with Mega Medicham. It kind of just goes in. So I make another risky play going into Nidoking right there as he makes a nice play going for the Hydro Pump. I guess maybe predicting that. But at least I still have Choice Specs Greninja, and maybe I could do something like that. I do love a Volt Switch, so that's why I brought it in. And I have Leech Seed as well, so luckily I got a flinch right there, so that is huge because he would have Volt Switched, done a lot of damage to my Greninja, and gone the heck out of there. So I'm able to freely go for another Dark Pulse, but Chansey utterly walls any special attacker, so I'm forced to go back into Celesteela as he pulls a double back into Rotom. So that is a very nice play on my opponent's part because he gets that rest off, and that's just terrible for me because if he didn't do that, then I could have maybe just went for a Leech Seed and then maybe Heavy Slam or Flamethrower and knock out the Rotom from the range it's at. And also this team doesn't have Stealth Rocks, where I probably should put Stealth Rocks on it. So I Leech Seed over here as he went for the rest, and he brings in Charizard. So I'm kind of scared if this is going to be Roost Charizard because then it can become a much bigger problem. But I bring in Tyranitar even if he Roosts. It's a 50-50 if he's going to switch out. Maybe I can pursue him, but he actually goes for Dragon Dance. So that's pretty good for me because he is Leech Seed and he gets hit by the Sandstorm. So he is going to be getting knocked out with his Charizard. So he just Giant up for nothing right there. Now in comes the Mamoswine, and Mamoswine, I have a Rotom, which can kind of switch into it, unless it's going to be Knockoff or Freeze Dry, but he goes for Superpower, and that is going to do a nice chunk to Rotom where it looks like a next one can knock me out. So that really sucks. I mean, I'm max defense on this Rotom, but it is not enough to take a Superpower from Mamoswine. Maybe it's Banded Mamoswine, I'm not too sure, because that did so much damage. I bring in Celesteela either way, because Celesteela can take the Superpower at -1 attack from the Mamoswine. So, a little scary, because once he switches out and brings back in Mamoswine, he could maybe click Superpower again and do a lot of damage to Celesteela, because I'm losing switches to Mamoswine. Either way, he brings in the Chansey, which is nice because I get some more HP back with the Leech Seed, a lot of HP back with the Leech Seed, so pretty much my main concern now is just a Chansey, because with Chansey gone, then my special attackers can put in some work like Greninja, but it's going to be tough because he can always just switch out into Rotom and just utterly kind of wall Celesteela. I mean, I can Leech Seed him, but what if he has Will-O-Wisp and burns me? That can really suck. But I'm also kind of curious what his Rotom set is. Like, is it Volt Switch, Hydro Pump, Rest, and then what's the last move? Maybe Defog, maybe Will-O-Wisp. It just depends on that. So he brought him Meganium. Finally, this thing comes out. He just kept it in the back and then gets a Reflect Up, which is just terrible because if this is Light Clay, Heavy Slam is not going to do anything to any of his Pokemon, and especially Chansey. Luckily, I do have Flamethrower, and unfortunately, Meganium has Synthesis and takes those Flamethrowers like a champ. And honestly, I can just Leech Seed up right here and just Synthesis and just whittle down my Celesteela slowly. But Synthesis only has 8 PP, and I guess he doesn't want to waste all of it and risk me getting, you know, a crit or whatever. And he didn't want to Leech Seed maybe if he doesn't have it too, as well. I mean, he could just have Giga Drain, Screens, and Synthesis, I'm guessing. But I get a very nice burn on the Mamoswine as he brought that in. I guess he was really just wanting to Icicle Crash or knock off something. I don't know if he had that. But it doesn't matter too much because he does the Field Bell. It just makes him forced to go for the Field Bell. So I brought in Rotom. It is very, very low, my Rotom. He goes for the Volt Switch, almost knocks me out, which is pretty terrifying. This Rotom does not have Pain Split as well. It has Defog. Usually Rotoms do have Pain Split, so maybe I could have brought it back if I did. Versus a Chansey, because he would get so much HP back if he Pain Split on a Chansey. And I brought in Tyranitar, Choice Scarf on the Chansey, and it's barely going to do anything because of that Reflect. If Reflect was gone, then maybe, but I'm just pretty much trying to whittle down the Chansey as much as possible. Sand, with Stone Edge, maybe if I get a crit as well, that's what also I'm hoping for, but unfortunately I missed right there. Because he's forced to Heal Bell, you know, bring back his Mamoswine from that burn. Rotom, whenever it rests, it can get rid of it with the Heal Bell, so it's a pretty annoying strategy. That's why I really wish I still had Mega Medicham just to click High Jump Kick, because he has no good switching to him. So he brought a Rotom as a Stone Edge again. That does a decent chunk. I'm going to hope for a critical hit over here. I'm just like praying, but nope, I don't get it. And he rests, so Tyranitar is losing out on his Stone Edges. I barely have any more PP for Stone Edge, because Stone Edge only has 8 PP. So I'm going to be pretty much forced to switch out. I mean, I could Stone Edge again, but it's just like, what if I miss? And it's just going to suck. So he brought in Meganium right there, which is so risky, because if I Stone Edge again, that would have been beautiful. But I brought in Rotom, so Rotom can't knock out Meganium. I go for the Volt Switch, and if he goes for Giga Drain, if he has it, then Rotom's gone. And I want to keep Rotom maybe just in case for momentum. So he goes for Reflect again, gets that bad boy up, which is going to be annoying. Because my Heavy Slams are not going to do anything at all. My Tyranitar's moves are not going to do anything. But I Flamethrower regardless as he brought a Mamoswine. And luckily no burn for him as he can go for the Icicle Crash. And this is going to do a decent chunk, not going to lie. But very lucky for me that it is not 2-hit KO because I'm able to live another one. Hopefully, as long as he doesn't flinch me, because Icicle Crash does have a chance to flinch, but I guess he doesn't want to risk that. He switches out into the Chansey. So Mamoswine is almost gone, his main way of breaking through. And then maybe Celesteela can kind of just do it on its own, actually, because he's going to have some trouble with Celesteela. Because I can kind of just Leech Seed everything, but he could also play around it, wasting my PP with Leech Seed and stuff like that. Because when you're at that point where you can't break through each other, you kind of just waste PP in a Pokemon game. So he goes for Heal Bell. Gets rid of the rest on the Rotom, brings it back in, and I was still curious what this last move on Rotom was. Like, all I saw was Rest, Hydro Pump, Volt Switch. Is it Wisp? Is it Defog? I don't know. He goes for the Volt Switch either way. Celesteela takes that because I'm especially defensive. Celesteela can take so many hits from the special attack side. So, Flamethrower, as usual. Maybe if he brings in Meganium, I can catch that and the Celesteela. Maybe even try and get a burn on the Chansey. I always Leech Seed the Chansey, no matter what, though. Because it's always smart to get all that HP back from Chansey. Because, like I said, the HP stat is insane. So he goes for a Seismic Toss. Does not matter because I have leftovers. And Leech Seed up and Reflect goes away, which is very nice for me because now I could finally Heavy Slam and do some type of damage. But he goes back into Rotom safely. And, I mean, Rotom, all it can really do is Volt Switch. And honestly, I'm not scared about that. I mean, he could critical hit me, maybe weaken me to the point where Mamoswine can knock me out, which is a possibility. Because that Volt Switch is whittling me down a lot. And I do try to Leech Seed, but he brought in Meganium. So, really wish I Flamethrowered right there, because last time I did and he brought a Chansey, but this time he brought a Meganium. But now he brings back in the Rotom. This is where Stealth Rocks would be great on a team. Maybe I should slap Stealth Rocks on like a Nidoking or something. But I really like the moveset on Nidoking. Like, I made this team like really quickly too. Like, I just wanted to use Substitute Nidoking. So Volt Switches again brought me really, really low. Finally, I catch the Meganium with a Flamethrower because I was like, alright, I'm tired of this. You can't just keep on switching around into Chansey Rotom, just whittling me down. So I get a nice special defense raise right there. But I don't think it matters too much except for, you know, if he brings in Rotom, which he did. So I can easily take a Volt Switch, especially with +1 special defense, unless he crits me. But I go for Protect, get some more leftovers as much as possible. And I kind of am scared of a critical hit Volt Switch, so I am going to switch out into my Rotom as kind of like a sack. And it does go down to his opposing Rotom. At least I can bring in Celesteela safely and maybe Protect again, but I'd rather bring in Tyranitar because Choice Scarf, and unless he's Choice Scarf Mamoswine, which I highly doubt because he did a lot of damage to my Celesteela, I'm able to outspeed him and crunch him and knock him out. And now, at this point of the game, it is going to look like Celesteela can kind of clean up. But I'm just going to stay in and go for a crunch because, I mean, might as well. Maybe I could two-shot. Maybe I can also get a defense chop. Turns out his last move is Defog, not Will-O-Wisp, not Pain Split, so that is very nice for me. I mean, why would it be Pain Split when it is Rest? So, go for a crunch again. I get a nice defense drop, and he decides to Volt Switch. So, looking like a wrap with Tyranitar and Celesteela as Chansey comes out. It is pretty low, if no Reflect up as well. It is not going to be appreciating these crunches. Like, even if I get a defense drop too, he can Soft Boil up, maybe go for a Toxic and a Seismic Tosses, but I don't even know if he has either or because he hasn't been going for Toxic or whatever. All he really showed was Heal Bell, Seismic Toss, Soft Boil, and I don't know, did he show another move? But anyways, I go for another crunch as he Soft Boils, just trying to get a defense drop as usual, and pretty much just keep on attacking until Tyranitar goes down. Like, I have no reason to switch out at all. He's pretty much forced to Soft Boil. I don't really need to go into Celesteela because if I go Celesteela, what if he goes Rotom and gets a rest stop? That's really bad for me. So I'd rather just you know, let Tyranitar go down, bring in Celesteela safely, and then probably just spam Heavy Slam because Rotom's low enough to the point where Heavy Slam can knock him out. And if I go for Leech Seed or Flamethrower too, it's in range where it can knock it out. And Chansey can't beat Celesteela at all. Like if I Leech Seed, but I decided to Heavy Slam, knock out the Chansey as you know, it's low to the point where Heavy Slam can knock it out. Get that special defense raise. Hopefully it's enough to live a Rotom's hit from Volt Switch. I mean, I'm pretty sure it can. And I don't need to Protect because I'm pretty sure I can live, unless he crits me. And then I just Heavy Slam and knock out the Rotom. Luckily he didn't go for Rest and, you know, try and stall it out even more because I could have Leech Seeded and stuff like that. And it will just be a lot longer. So, GG to Anthony. Long game. Probably both our faults because I sacked my Medicham right off the bat where, I mean, look at how your team high jump kick literally I probably could have ended it within like 20 turns with a Mega Medicham. I just needed it. I just didn't know what kind of Charizard it was. Like, I probably should have just sacked something else because what do I need the special attackers for, like Nidoking and Greninja? It's just a very bad call on my part. So yeah, last but not least, we got versus Nene. Anyway, played him before in the lower tiers, and now we're playing in the OU tier. And looking at his team, I was guessing Z Conversion Porygon with a, you know, obvious Rain Team, Mega Swampert, Ferrothorn, probably Chople, I don't know. Clefable, I wasn't too sure what Clefable was, because I was like, is it the Rocker or is Swampert the Rocker? I was thinking maybe Clefable would be Calm Mind. That could be a little bit annoying, especially because I have not best ways to deal with it except for Celesteela, Heavy Slam. It just depends. So yeah, let's just jump right into it. Either way, he doesn't have too good Mega Medicham switch-ins if I get to plays right with Zen Headbutt and High Jump Kick. I mean, he obviously has Fable for Zen Headbutt, I mean, for High Jump Kick, but maybe I can, you know, Zen Headbutt and do some decent damage. So I lead off a Rotom, leads off a Ferrothorn, and unfortunately I miss a Will-O-Wisp right off the bat, so that really sucks. Gotta switch out Ferrothorn right there into his Tapu Koko, and I just, you know, go for another Will-O-Wisp. He does Leech Seed and, you know, get some HP from my Rotom, and I'm slowly getting whittled down, but at least I got some residual damage on the Tapu Koko. That would have been really nice to hit that Ferrothorn though, because then it's Ferrothorn's Gyro or Power Whip will barely do anything to my team. Maybe I could substitute on it with my Nidoking as well. And looking at this team, Nidoking goes in, so I decided to bring that bad boy in on Tapu Koko. One thing good about Nidoking is it does resist Tapu Koko's Dazzling Gleam and is immune to Tapu Koko's Thunderbolt. So what else does I have to go for? Hidden Power Ice. So Nidoking, and also puts on offensive pressure against Tapu Koko. So I go for substitute as he brought in Pelipper, gets that rain up, and then he goes into Swampert. Nice play because it could take the Thunderbolt if I have Thunderbolt on slow Nidoking, and I could hit the Pelipper, and it could take the Sludge Wave, which I'm pretty much forced to go for on Pelipper because I don't want to go for Earth Power, and he stays and he goes for Scald, so I'm not too sure. And kind of hoping that Earth Power can knock out Swampert from the range it's at as well, because it is, you know, a really powerful attack with Nidoking. But unfortunately, Swampert is just bulky enough to the point where it can live just on a sliver of HP. So, gonna switch out into my Rotom, as Rotom is a pretty nice switch into Swampert, unless you're power up punching and you have like superpower as well. You're not gonna be doing too much damage to Rotom, but it is some nice whittle, not gonna lie, on the Rotom. Either way, I go for Will-O-Wisp, as in comes a Ferrothorn to finally land a Wisp on this Ferrothorn. So now it's, you know, not going to be doing too much damage with me, but it does have Leech Seed, and it probably is going to get up Hazards as well. So I'm going to Volt Switch on out, and plus if it has Knockoff, I don't want to lose my leftovers, because that's my only form of recovery with Rotom. I bring in Celesteela as he goes for Leech Seed, and unfortunately misses right there, so pretty good for me, as now I can get some Flamethrower Chip on him. It's not going to do anything at all because the rain is up, even if Ferrothorn is 4 times weak to it. Most of them are especially defensive, so that's why it does absolutely nothing, and I'm not Stab, and I'm not Max Special Attack on Celesteela, so he gets that Leech Seed, pretty much regains almost his health that he lost from Flamethrower, but since he's burnt, it helps out. So, gonna bring in Mega Medicham as he gets a Spike Up over here. Kind of felt like Mega Medicham could be a nice play because maybe he has Protect, maybe he switches out into something that Mega Medicham can take advantage of. I don't think he'd bring in Clef on a Celesteela too, because I can just Heavy Slam him. So, gonna Mega Evolve, hit the Zen Head, but unfortunately he stayed in. I thought he would go into Clefable, so he got the play right there, and I got the play wrong, because I could have just high jump kicked and just blown back his Ferrothorn, but I guess he saw through that, and he knew that I would over-predict. Or maybe he would hope that I'd miss, too, as well, because, I mean, when a Mega Medicham's in front of you, you're like, alright, I got no switching, so I might as well just, like, maybe hope for a miss, or maybe hope he over-predicts as well. So that's what happened to me. Anyways, I bring in Nidoking, as Nidoking will hopefully, you know, take on the Ferrothorn, and also as well I was expecting the Clefable to want to come out because maybe he would bring in Clefable as I'm Leech Seeded with a Mega Medicham. So unfortunately he is going to be Encore Clefable, which is smart because it can really just Encore anything that tries to set up on it, like Volcarona, or I could just catch people off guard, which it did to me. So it turns out he's unaware with Heal Bell. I did not expect that, so I was like, oh, okay. That's pretty good for me because now I can maybe Leech Seed it, Will-O-Wisp it, stuff like that, and just whittle it down slowly. But he brought in Tapu Koko. A little scared of Tapu Koko because I'm not too sure what it is. I was guessing it's going to be Choice Specs because it has Dazzling Gleam. Could be Fairy MZ though. But I was guessing it would be Choice Specs. So I had to go for Protect. He just has Volt Switch too. So whenever you see Volt Switch, Dazzling Gleam, I'm like, alright, it's probably Choice Specs. And when it's shiny, it's always timid, unless somebody, you know, hacked it or whatever to make it not timid. But either way, I brought in Nidoking because I was pretty sure he's Choice Specs and I could take a Volt Switch, obviously, because I'm immune to it. And I get some chip with Leech Seed. But no, he turns out to not be Choice Specs and hits me with that Hidden Power Ice. So I'm like, alright, that really is bad. But either way, I bring in Tyranitar, which is Choice Scarf, and Tapu Koko. If it is Fairy MZ, it could do a lot of damage and outspeed me, but I was pretty sure that Porygon Z was a Z mover, so that's why I bring in Tyranitar. Like, usually Porygon Z are always Z conversion, always. Like, I run into them. Unless they have Choice Specs on them, then yeah. But either way, in comes Ferrothorn, and I do have Fire Punch in Tyranitar, but since I am Scarf, I can't switch up moves, so yeah, I have to switch out. I'm locked into Stone Edge, which I predicted Ferrothorn right there and went for Fire Punch, but oh well. Either way, bring in Celesteela, as Celesteela can, you know, take on the Leech Seeds, and Ferrothorn is weak to Flamethrower, so obviously he's not going to be wanting to take that. So, it brings in Pelipper, gets that rain back up, which sucks. I'm just going to go for the safe Flamethrower, just an odd chance he wants to stay in with Ferrothorn, and maybe I also get a burn on the Pelipper. You never know. 10% chance. Celesteela always has a knack for getting those burns. You never really know. So, he gets that Leech Seed recovery, which does suck. I bring in Rotom. might as well take any U-turn or Hurricane as well and get leftovers recovery. So in comes Tapu Koko again, threatening me with an electric move, and I kind of need Rotom for the Swampert, so I don't want to sag it, but I don't have a switch to the Tapu Koko. Looking at my team, I lost Nidoking, and that was really my only switching. So decided to just stay in, and plus I was like, maybe I can live a hit since he's not Specs. Turns out he's Z-move Tapu Koko and Gigavolt Havocs and knocks out my Rotom, so there goes my Swampert answer. Swampert is low, like it's very, very low, so I was like, I'm not too worried about it, but I have no hazards to get up, so yeah, it's gonna be rough. So I was like, what is the Porygon Z then if it's not Z-move? So I bring in Gren, and I was pretty much hoping that he'd be scared of Water Shuriken, so that's why he did switch out into Clef, but I was hoping he'd bring in Ferrothorn, not Clefable, so I really wish I went for the Water move and not the Dark move, but either way, at least I can bring in Celesteela on the Clefable, and Celesteela can utterly wall this, and at least I can get a Leaf Seed off or a Flamethrower. Even if he brings in his Ferrothorn, it's not going to appreciate it. So I just go for the raw Flamethrower. Maybe he can catch the Ferrothorn off guard, but he brought in Pelipper, and Pelipper is not a bad switch into Celesteela, not going to lie. It could Scald Burn me, it does a decent amount in Rain too, even if I'm specially defensive. The best thing I could do is Leech Seed, and yeah, Pelipper has U-turn for Momentum as well, so it could just play around it if I try and switch out. Either way, I don't want to get Scald Burn, so I bring in Greninja, take that Spike damage, take that Scald damage as well. I'm getting pretty low. Luckily no burn there, and now I can play around to see if he's going to sack a Pokemon, but unfortunately he got me right there, and I go for the Surf. I went for Dark Pulse. I mean, he would live, but it would be good damage on the Pelipper, where maybe a Celesteela can knock it out. So I was really hoping to catch the Clefable off guard with the Surf, and maybe even two-shot the Ferrothorn. Probably not for the range it's at. Either way, in comes Koko. I'm just going to go into my Tyranitar, as Tyranitar is kind of my switch-in at this point for the Tapu Koko. I mean, what else is my switch-in to Koko? I have no good switch-in anymore with Nidoking gone. Gonna switch out and steal it because I saw he goes for the Dazzling Gleam, and he's probably gonna go for Dazzling Gleam again, and hopefully not go for a Thunderbolt. Like, that's pretty much what I gotta bank on, like him not going for Electric move. Like, I have to try and bring it back somehow. I can't lose Tyranitar just yet, because it's one of my reasons to maybe outspeed Swampert without Rain Up, or Fire Punch the Ferrothorn, or Stone Edge something. Either way, in comes Porygon Z, and I was like, okay, what the heck is this Porygon Z? I go for Protect just to scout and see what it's going to go for. He goes for a Thunderbolt, so I was like, okay, maybe he's like double Z move, and he just decided to go for the Z move on top of Koko. So I was like, alright, Electric Train is gone. He's raw Thunderbolting. I should be able to take this pretty well. That does a lot of damage. Turns out he is Choice Specs Porygon Z. I was like, okay, that's going to suck. So that really caught me off guard. Choice Specs Porygon Z with a Electrium Z Tapu Koko. So I'm going to Leech Seed it, and I'm going to get some HP back. He's scared to Protect as well, but he can easily just bring a Pelipper, live any hits, bring up the Rain again, and just be annoying with his Pelipper, Scald, and potentially get a burn. So really going to be a struggle trying to win this battle with Pelipper still around. So I'm going to Leech Seed as well. I had no switch into Scald anymore since Greninja's weakened, Tyranitar's weakened. I'm just going to have to hope that he doesn't burn me at this point. So luckily he didn't burn me right there. Once he burns me, it's like going to be starting the end for me. But I'm going to bring in Tyranitar regardless, and just going to hope that he goes for a Roost, which he does, thankfully. Because he was pretty low. Like, I feel like he would probably want to stay out of range from maybe Greninja's like Dark Pulse or Surf, because that could be a problem, especially with Sand gone. Either way, I get that Leaf Seed recovery with Tyranitar, which is nice. Maybe another switch into Spike, and I get him off guard with the Fire Punch right there, predicting the Ferrothorns want to come out. Very risky play, but I kind of felt it because even if he brought a Swampert, it would get knocked out by Fire Punch. So, like, what do he want? What would he really want to bring on Tyranitar? And it was Ferrothorn. So, got that off guard, and then in comes the Swampert, catch that off guard as well because he thought I'd probably be Bandit. I don't know, but I'm Choice Scarf. You barely see Choice Scarf too, as well. So, yeah, got rid of Swampert and Ferrothorn, which is a nice comeback for me. So there maybe is a shot for me. If I can get rid of that Tapu Koko, then I'm a surefire way of gonna probably win. So, brought in his Clefable, and I just go back into Celesteela, utterly wall the crap out of this. I mean, no matter what, Clefable is not going to be able to bust through. Even if you Encore me, I have Leech Seed, and Leech Seed is just going to recover too much HP. With leftovers recovery. Like, he has to get a burn on Celesteela to maybe break through it. Unless he wants to hard switch into one of his electric types. Well, Porygon Z is not electric type, but it kind of is going to be able to bust through with his Choice Specs Thunderbolt. Either way, I go for Protect because might as well, you know. get some more chip recovery, but he makes a nice play going to Z, but I'm gonna still protect because it failed, and might as well get some more leftovers. Hopefully I'm out of range from a Thunderbolt. That's what I'm banking on, but at the same time I'm gonna switch out because I am scared of losing my Tyranitar, and if I Leech Seed, Porygon Z is just gonna two-shot me, and I am not gonna gain enough recovery. So decided to sack Tyranitar. Now over here I kind of made a misplay. I should not have went Greninja, because Greninja with the sand up is going to get knocked out, and I'm not be able to bring it back in because of that spike. I should have brought in Mega Medicham. I still have Mega Medicham, and it outspeeds Porygon Z naturally, so I should have brought that in and Zen Headbutted, because that always guaranteed to kill no matter what. I guess I just thought that Greninja, like, I didn't think, like, yeah, at that point I really didn't think. I just clicked it really fast. I probably should have thought about it. Like, looking back at it, I should have brought in Mega Medicham, because I lose my Greninja, and Greninja would have been amazing late game, because it kind of forces a knockout still, and with sand gone, then I could maybe just stay in on everything and surf everything. But since sand is still up from my Tyranitar, it kind of bit me in the booty, and I lost my Greninja. I mean, I knock out Clefable, which is good for Mega Medicham, but it's not the best, because he still has Tapu Koko, and Tapu Koko outspeeds Mega Medicham. Unless I have Bullet Punch, but oh well. So he brought in Pelipper, I brought in Celesteela. That's pretty much what I'm gonna have to do, is hope for some Leech Seeds. Maybe I should have brought in Mega Medicham instead and faked out. That could have been actually a better play as well. I don't know why I didn't bring in Mega Medicham, because it outspeeds Porygon Z. I mean, I don't think it knocks out defensive Pelipper, but I would have faked out and Zen Headbutted and maybe knocked it out. And if Koko came out, he would have to, you know, Thunderbolt me, and I bring in Celesteela. I could fake out, maybe knock him out, but he can switch into Porygon Z as a sack and then bring back in Koko and just knock me out. So, yeah, I think where I messed up was that Greninja play, because he gets to burn and slowly just gonna whittle me down. Like, I tried to break through with Leech Seed, but it really doesn't matter. Like, all he needs is just his Tapu Koko to win the game, and switch out, sack a Pokemon, and bring back in Tapu Koko. So still, even if I get a Beast Boost, like with special defense, that's what I'm hoping for. Since I'm burnt, it's just not gonna help out, because I'm always gonna have to continuously get Leech Seed recovery, no matter what, because it burn negates leftovers. So, yeah. Pretty much that's what I'm trying to do, is also trying to get a burn on this Pelipper as well. That would help out, trying to whittle it down. But as you can see, Celesteela is losing HP very slowly. Like, I'm not recovering at all. And he can just roost continuously and scald me continuously. But he finally decides to switch out to Porygon Z. I mean, he can just Thunderbolt me and knock me out as I go for Protect. And Celesteela is going to go down, and then Mega Medicham, well, he goes for Shadow Ball, which is fine. It should actually knock out a Mega Medicham from full easily, because I'm thinking it's Choice Specs, and it actually doesn't knock out Celesteela, which is pretty nice for me. But I mean, even with Leech Seed, I don't think I'm gonna live another Shadow Ball. So still, either way, he switches out, which surprised me. I didn't expect that. I mean, I guess since he's scared to Protect, and I would live another one. But I don't know. I think that it doesn't matter, because I think I would still be in range of a Shadow Ball. But Pelipper is going to knock me out with the Scald, finally. And then Mega Medicham is going to come in, fake out, Zen Headbutt, and then Tapu Koko is just going to outspeed me and destroy me, which I actually just forgot how much HP Tapu Koko was. I really wish that Weapon Battles showed you how much HP the Pokemon have on the bottom. They just don't show you how much HP they have. So you really just got to memorize it, because looking at it, I didn't realize how low the Tapu Koko's HP was. Like, I thought it was much higher. So if I brought it in instead of Greninja, I could have faked it out and knocked it out potentially. So, oh well. Either way, I think Clefable probably would have lived Mega Medicham, Zen Headbutts, and, you know, knocked out Mega Medicham if I didn't bring in Gren. But he brought in Pelipper, so I think. No, he had Porygon Z out, and then I could have brought in Medicham, and he had Sack Pokemon. But either way, it is a good game. I think I messed up, but yeah. Hope you guys enjoyed. Make sure to leave a like, comment, subscribe, do your thing. And I guess common question of the day is, what is your favorite wall breaker? We got some good wall breakers, which is Medicham and Nidoking, compiled with Greninja Choice Specs. It puts in a lot of work. Like, you gotta probably keep Mega Medicham if you have a lot of special defensive walls like that Chansey I played. So pretty long games, but that's what happens when you use Celesteela. So hope you guys enjoyed. Peace, everybody.